Alrighty, welcome to another edition of Science Sunday here in our capital city at the Connecticut Science Center with Aoife Ryle.
Good morning.
Good morning and happy Labor Day weekend.
Happy Labor Day weekend.
Should point out first and foremost, it is a holiday weekend. While you're open today,
yes,
you are closed tomorrow.
We are closed tomorrow, yeah.
Okay,
so we'll see you Tuesday.
All right, very good. And in the meantime, your teens, you have a teen program here at the Science Center. They've come up with a really cool demonstration about glaciers.
Yeah, so they spend the summer developing projects and sharing them with our visitors, and they said I could share it with all of you today.
Okay.
So like I said, they focused on glaciers, and we know that Connecticut at one point was covered by a glacier. And so one of the really cool things here, we have this glacier, and we can see that as our glaciers move, so they don't move this fast, but we know they do move, they are actually strong enough to pick up and move sediment, rocks, bits and pieces of the earth, right? 'Cause ice we think of as not being very strong, but glaciers are tons and tons and tons of ice.
Pretty incredible.
Right?
Okay.
And so another thing we can look at here is what happens as our glaciers then recede, so as they start to melt and move back. So our glaciers will kind of move forward down our landscape, and you see what's happening to all those rocks.
Yeah,
Kind of like building up, and then our glaciers start to recede.
and the rock stays behind.
Yeah, and we're left with this kind of wall here, and these clues are how we know where our glaciers might have been and might have ended.
Gotcha.
Right? And so Connecticut actually, like we said, was buried under a glacier at one point that in this spot was 14 times the height of the Science Center.
That is incredible to wrap your head around how tall that is.
Yeah. And so of course, when those glaciers start to recede and melt, and we can see over here, we have our little mini glaciers that are being melted by our heat lamp here. They're gonna start to run down, all that water is gonna run down our landscape and form what we would call a glacial lake.
Okay.
And Connecticut actually did have a glacial lake that ended at Rocky Hill.
Wow.
And went all the way up to Vermont.
Okay.
And then that at one point flooded out into the Sound, and we're left with the Connecticut River Valley.
Very cool.
Yeah, so you can see it kind of moving its way down the landscape here.
So of course, having used the heat lamp to kind of move things along.
Yeah, I think if we waited for glacier speeds, we'd be here a long
time. All right. Again, your team program, pretty amazing what they can turn out during the course of the summer. All right.
Yeah.
And speaking of the kind of unofficial end of the summer season, reminding everyone again, closed tomorrow, but want to also let everyone know about a big annual event that is back full speed ahead.
Finally back in person this year, we have our annual Gala.
Okay.
It's on October 1st this year. We're going back to having lots of life science, dinner, music, everything. And it is actually Back to the Future theme this year, which is really fun. Yeah,
the Science Center always has a really cool theme to kind of go along with each of their galas. So that's Back to the Future, good one for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so ctsciencecenter.org is where you can go to secure your tickets to, of course, go to the gala, or of course, come and visit the Science Center.
Or both.
Or both, do it all. All right, Eva, thank you so much. And of course, we'll see you for another edition of Science Sunday next weekend.